Hi, welcome. My name is Shannon with Move Wellness, and we're going to do a short practice today to get you more familiar with some of the concepts, some of the movements, and hopefully by the end of this very short practice, about 15 minutes, you'll be feeling really good. So let's go ahead and get started. Having a mat, we're going to come standing into the middle of our mat. We won't need anything else. Let's take a moment, bring our feet about hip distance apart, a comfortable distance, and then we're just going to do a little mobilization through the feet. So let's go ahead and lift our right heel up. We're going to roll through the foot, let that heel come down, left foot up, roll the foot, heel comes down, and we'll do that one more time each side. Just giving a little attention to our feet. We often don't think about them unless they hurt. So let's try to do what we can to give them a little TLC. So now that we've got our feet both connected, let's just sway a little bit from side to side and notice how that impacts kind of our balance. And if this does not feel like a safe movement, you can always hold on to something or just stand in the middle and not bring that movement. Good. And then let's go ahead and come back to center. If we can, let's try to lift our toes up and spread them. And you might not have ever done that, and not a big deal if you can't do it, but you can visualize just radiating energy out through those toes. And then we'll let them connect back down to the earth. Now, hopefully we've got some nice grounded feet here. If you can imagine roots from your feet grounding, drawing down into the earth to create stability. And that will become important when we do our standing postures. And then let's try to draw a line of energy up through the body, through the torso, and out through the crown of the head. And here we've got this lightness in the upper body and a bit of heaviness in the lower body. Shoulders released, relaxed, and fingertips just dangle. Now, typically in yoga, we inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. So let's take a moment and just notice our breath. Inhaling and exhaling. And let's do that 3 more times. Good. Now let's start to bring some movement through the body. We're going to start with our shoulders and go through some shoulder shrugs. So we're going to take those shoulders and we're going to draw them up towards the ears, and then we're going to glide them down. So elevation and depression. So we're going to elevate and then we're going to glide down. And remember, as we go through this practice, please listen to your body. We never want to muscle or force. We just kind of want to acknowledge where we're at and hopefully bring some nice, gentle movement to our body. Good. Okay. So now let's go ahead and take our feet just a little bit wider. We're going to go into standing cat-cow. So a soft bend in the knees. We still have that heaviness in the feet. We're going to take our arms shoulder height. We're going to bend the elbows. We're going to start to retract our shoulder blades, which means we're drawing them towards each other. And then it's like we're going to hug something out in front. Fingertips come in, chin draws down towards the chest, and we can start to tuck the tailbone just a little bit. So we're going to inhale, we're going to open. We look forward. If it's comfortable, eyes can look up. But if that doesn't feel good on the neck, please don't do it. As we exhale, we're going to curl and kind of furl in. And we're going to do that 4 more times so that we start to get some muscle memory. If you've never done these kind of movements before, there's a lot of places that you can focus at. And really what we're trying to do is we're trying to bring movement to the spine to keep it flexible and fluid. And we've got 1 more. Good. And then let's go ahead and just let those arms drop. Our right hand is going to connect to our right leg. We're going to go into side stretches. Left arm is going to open, palm is going to face out. We're going to start to explore taking that arm overhead. Now it might be comfortable to bring it directly over the shoulder. We might need to bend the elbow. We might need to go out a little bit. So listen to your shoulder. That right hand connects and draws down the leg as we reach the left arm over to the right. Then we're going to draw ourselves back to center. We're going to rotate that palm and let that arm float down. Now left hand connects. Right hand, palm opens out. We take that arm up. We listen to our arm and shoulder. Where is it going to be comfortable to stay? And then pressing that left hand, we start to go into our side stretch. We lift ourselves up, rotate, and release. We're going to do that one more time each side. Right hand connects, left arm reaches out. And one of the things when we go through some of these postures, in yoga they're called asanas, long lever, short lever. So short lever meaning it's going to have a bend in the limb, is going to be a little less taxing, a little less challenging. So listen to your body. Good. I think that's it. Okay, got talking, sorry about that. So now what we're going to do, hopefully we've mobilized through the spine a little bit, we're going to go through a couple standing postures which will build a little strength. So we're going to take a wide stance. We're going to use big muscles, and these muscles are important to keep us strong. Left foot is going to rotate in, right foot rotates out. We're going to bend this knee a little bit, just a little bit. Shoulders are going to square. And then the left hand is going to come to the hip. We're going to take this right hand and we're going to draw it down towards the knee. Okay? So this is a bent knee front triangle. Left hand is going to stay where it's at if that's comfortable. If you're feeling pretty good here, and remember that lower body heavy, lightness upper body, we can take arm into short lever, or we might even take it into a long lever. And we're going to hold it for 2 breaths. Deep inhale, deep exhale, and one more. Good, let's go ahead and replace the hand, straighten the leg. We're going to pivot through center and do that same thing second side. Right foot in, left foot out. So internal, external rotation. A little bend to this left knee. Right hand is going to go to the hip. Left hand is going to come somewhere. It might go a little bit lower towards the knee, or you might want to stay up higher. Shoulder open, lower body heavy, upper body light. And then if we're good here, arm into, we can call it cactus arm, short lever, or possibly long lever. And we're going to breathe. The breath is so important. Smooth, deep, full inhale, exhale. Good. And then we're going to replace our hand. We're going to straighten the leg. We're going to pivot. And we're going to close and come back into our mountain, our standing foundational posture. And take a moment. How do you feel? So this is all information that we can kind of glean from our practice. Good. We're going to do one more standing posture here. It's called Warrior 2. A little bit wider stance. This is going to use big muscles, the quadriceps. So important for getting out of chairs, getting off the floor. We're going to take left foot in, right foot out, a little bit wider now, and we're going to bend this knee just a little bit more than we did in our first posture. Here, can we make sure big toe and pinky toe are pressing so into the earth so we have inner thigh, outer thigh engaged. I'm going to widen my stance because I'd like to sink a little bit deeper. Arms are going to reach. If for any reason that does not feel okay, these long levers, you can make them shorter. You can take the arms out. Otherwise, with those long levers, we're going to look over towards the right. So this is called Warrior 2. We're building the strength of a warrior. Good. And we're going to stay here one more breath. Can we have a nice full inhale, exhale? Good. Then we're going to release. We're going to pivot our feet, right foot in, left foot out. I'm going to widen my stance just a little bit so I can sink in. Knee does not go past the ankle. It's so important. Big toe, pinky toe pressing, knee tracking about second toe. Good, so we've got that heaviness in the lower body. Arms are going to become long levers, short levers, or stay at the waist hip area. And we look over to the left. And we're going to breathe. Good, and then let's straighten the leg, release the arm, pivot, close, and we're going to take a moment and notice. Good. Okay, so we're going to transition down to the earth. For a very short amount of time, we're going to be on hands and knees. If you know that that's not something that's comfortable for you to do, I would invite you to get a chair, and we're going to do another cat-cow, and you can either do it seated, you can stay in standing and do the standing cat-cow, or the traditional position is to be on hands and knees. So if you're going to travel down, right now, let's go ahead and articulate through the spine, softly bend the knees. And then we're going to take the chin in towards the chest and we're going to curl down. Let's take our hands to the front of our legs and we're going to press just gently to support ourselves. As we get lower, can we pull belly button towards the spine, stretching out that low back a little bit more. Good, then we're going to bend our knees so much that we can place our hands on the earth. And then we're going to take right knee, left knee. So again, if you do not want to be in tabletop, hands and knees, not a problem. You can also use cushion for your knees if you know that it's a little bit more comfortable for your knees, a blanket. You can fold up your mat. Now we're going to come into our hands and knees or seated in a chair or standing for our cat-cow. So we're mobilizing through the spine again. If you're in tabletop and this feels taxing on the wrists, you can take your hands out in front a little bit, or place your hands in fists. Not often are we weight bearing on our wrists, so if this feels a little uncomfortable, again, forward or in fists. Let's try to spread our fingers. Remember how we spread our toes in the beginning? Let's spread our fingers. So knees are going to be underneath the hips and tops of the feet on the mat. So here, as we exhale, it's where we start to tuck the tailbone, belly button towards the spine, chin in towards the chest. So we're going to curl or arch into our cat. And then we're going to let the belly release. We're going to depress or glide those shoulder blades down. We're going to spread the sits bones. We're going to look forward. If it's comfortable on the neck, you can always look up a little bit. Good. So exhale, we're going to curl into our cat. Inhale, release into cow. Let's do that 2 more times. Good. And when we finished our last round, we're going to come in table, or come back to table, I should say. Take our feet to either side, and we're actually going to transition onto our back. So if you're standing or you were in a chair, let's go ahead and we're going to bring ourselves down. If you have a pretty active exercise program and you feel comfortable, those long levers rolling down, lots of core, you can do that. Otherwise, support yourself and just let yourself release back. So long levers, more core, or short hands behind to support. Okay, I want to make sure that you can see me okay. So now we're laying down. If you, again, have a regular exercise program and you know having a head pillow is nice, or maybe a blanket underneath the head to support the head, you can go ahead and grab one of those right now, but you don't need it. Let's just start by bringing the knees into the chest. And we can either hold onto our knees or we can bring the hands to the hamstrings. So sometimes it's not easy to reach the knees. So hamstrings or knees. We're going to take our knees or our legs and we're going to draw circles. So we'll go over to the right, forward, left, draw the knees in. So you can also focus on that low back and feel like you're doing a little circular movement there. It should feel nice. So these are our knee circles. And then let's go ahead and reverse. Good, and then we're going to come back to center. We're going to keep our right knee into our chest, and we're going to let the left foot release down to the earth. We're going to draw this knee in a little closer, either with the shin or again the hamstring. And we're going to hold this. As you do that, make sure the shoulders remain released, relaxed. Eyes are soft and jaw is soft. If this feels really nice and you want to intensify this, you can explore taking that left leg and extending it on the earth. And let's stay here for one more nice deep inhale, exhale. Good, and then we're going to draw our foot in. We'll let the right foot, right knee meet the left, and then we're going to draw the left knee in. Either clasp onto the shin or the hamstring. Shoulders, though, remain released, relaxed. And then from here, you can either keep that right knee bent or you can explore extending the leg. And one more nice, full, deep inhale, exhale. Good. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring our foot back. Let left foot release. Now we've done flexion, extension, lateral flexion to the spine. Now we'll go through rotation, spinal twist, and then we'll have done our 6 movements for our spine. Yay! And here, let's start with the feet a little bit wider than hip distance. And we're just going to start with the knees rocking kind of side to side. And this might be where you stay today. Or the next time that the knees are over to the right, we're going to let the knees release and then draw that left knee on top of the right. So introducing more spinal rotation. Arms can come into those long levers, shoulder height, or you can have them angle down a little bit. Let's stay here and breathe. Good. And then we're going to walk our feet back to the midline. Once we've worked up quite a bit of core strength, we can take legs through tabletop, but for right now, we're just doing some gentle movement, introducing these spinal movements. So feet a little bit wider, we let the knees drop over to the left. We can stay here, or if it feels okay, we can take that right leg on top of the left. And we're breathing. Good. Okay, so let's go ahead and take our feet back to center. Now we're going to do one more thing, and it's going to be with our breath before we come into our quiet shavasana, quiet pose. If it feels comfortable, we can extend our legs. If you extend your legs and you're like, I don't find that very comfortable, keep your knees bent. You can stay here, or you can take your feet wide towards the edges of the mat and let the knees drop in. So either knees bent or legs extended. Let's go ahead and just place our hands on our low belly. And we're going to breathe, and we're going to feel that movement in our belly as we breathe. And we're just going to notice the ebb and the flow of the breath and the movement through that low abdominal area. And here as we stay for just another couple breaths, I would invite you to close your eyes so you can really hone in on that movement with the breath. And then we can go ahead and just let the arms release. Palms can face up or down, whatever feels most comfortable. Traditionally, it's cued with the palms facing up. And with the eyes closed, just take a moment and notice. Try to notice the energy of your system and try to notice without any judgment. And we're going to stay here for another couple breaths. And then when you're ready, you can just gently open your eyes. I've transitioned to a seated position just to say thank you so much for sharing your time today. And we invite you and hope that you will take a full-length class. And just realize that yoga, Pilates, movement-based practices are all about change and growth and joyful movement. So thank you so much, and I wish you a lovely day.